it was an interesting place to work. It was a great place to work. People who began to work at the Celtics had to understand, and most of them did, or they didn't stay very long. They had to understand that no matter what they did or how successful they were, Red was going to get the credit. In the end, that's what was going to happen. And if you could live with that, you found yourself into a really, really mom and pop welcoming organization where everybody helped everybody else. There was in that type of environment, when you know Red's going to get the credit, and you're really the only opportunity for you to get that kind of credit was collectively as part of a group. You find people work together very, very effectively without worried about who's going to get the credit and who had to worry about what. And it was a nice place to be. I mean, I knew the rules. As I said, Red knew he had holes in his game, and he hired people to fill those holes. That was one of the holes it was getting more and more complex. It's extraordinarily complex now.
Right.
But the advent of the salary cap, which came after we had drafted Larry, but the advent of the salary cap really was a significant event for me, because we were capped, and we had to learn it really quite quickly. Red relied on us and relied on me to know that, and the same is true as you point out, the issue with the draft, whether we could draft him or not. It wasn't that there wasn't a rule there. It had been modified, and Red didn't know that. And yes, he trusted me, but no, he didn't. And what happened is Tom Sanders popped in. Tom Sanders Hatch for a period of time was at that time was the head coach for half a season or so, and he saw the two of us, two very stubborn people, trying to convince the other that they were right, and Satch had the perfect solutions. And call the league; they'll tell you. And we did. And David Stern happened to be the general counsel at the time; he was not yet commissioner, and he verified it. So. But we were also in the right spot for that, because Larry had told the world he was not coming out. He was going to go back for his senior year. And the old rule was that once he went back to school, an early entry draftee like that, the team lost their exclusive rights to him, and he went back into the pool. In reality, what ultimately happened is you had the exclusive rights until the day before the next draft, which is how we drafted him. Red would tell you, to be the first to tell you, he was better than I thought he was. I thought he was going to be really good, is what he would say. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know he was going to be this good.
Hey, it's Nick from Showtime with Coop, and I've got something exciting to share with you all this week. If you're anything like me, you're always on the lookout for fun and simple ways to play daily fantasy sports. Let me tell you, you have to check out my new go-to place. That's Prize Picks. Seriously, this is the most fun I've had playing fantasy sports and winning up to 25 times my money this football season. And here's how it works. You can select 2 or more players, like for instance, say Saquon Barkley for more than 60 yards. Then just pick more or less on their projected stats and submit your entry. It's that easy. And the best part? It's just you against the numbers. No pros, no sharks, no tricks, right? It's just you against the established numbers. Recently, I tried out their weekly promotion, and you know what? Taco Tuesday is where it's at. Every Tuesday, Prize Picks discounts select player projections up to 25% to give even more value. So not only is it easy and thrilling, but there's potential for some really serious returns on your entries. And if you've played with other platforms in the past, let me tell you what. Once I switched to Prize Picks, I genuinely thought, why the heck did I wait so long? Now here's the cherry on top of the cake for you all. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100. Yep, you heard that right, folks. Again, that's prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS